Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sagar Prajapati, and in this video I will be teaching you about the database systems and SQLs. So if you are someone who doesn't know this or very fresher in this SQL and database, please watch this series till the end and you will get a better understanding of SQL and the database systems. So let's get started with the first topic, that is what is database. So, a database is a collection of data that is organized and stored in a structured format, typically on a computer. Okay, the data in a database can be arranged in many different ways, but it is oftenly organized into a tables, which are similar to the spreadsheet. Okay, now we have different kind of databases, like we have relational database, object-oriented database, and then NoSQL databases. Relational databases like MySQL, Oracle store data in tables that are related to each other through some keys, and we can say a foreign keys. Object-oriented database store data in the form of objects which are structured that contain both data and method for manipulating the data. NoSQL databases like MongoDB store data in a variety of formats including documents, key value pair, and graphs. Now, DBMS database management system are software programs that allow user to create, modify, and query databases. These systems provide a set of tools and commands for storing, organizing, and manipulating data in a database. Now, the question is, what is database? Okay, the question is, what is database? So, let's say this is one thing. This is database. Okay, and this is the data. So we are storing data. So this is the database. The data could be multiple of, multiple tables we can store in a database. That is, not only we can keep only one table. Now the question arises, what is table then? What is table then? So table is in a tabular format. Okay, which is two things. One is row, and second thing is one is row. Sorry, first one is row and second is column. So suppose this is something, and here you can see now you can see this is column. So you can see first row is called column, rest of the lines is called rows. Okay, so if I give a better idea, then you can see this is the data. Okay, this is in an Excel format, and what if, see, this is the columns, right? ID, name, age are the columns, and these are the rows, and we can say this is student. So student is a table name which is referring to this data, correct? Now this ID, name, age is the schema, or we can say a structure of this student table, and this one Saga 25 to John 25 is the rows, or we can say the data represent to this student table, correct? Now we will go to what is SQL. So SQL is a structured query language used to communicate with databases. It is used to create, modify query bases as well as to manage the data stored in them. Some common tasks can be performed with SQL include creating the tables, inserting and updating the table, basically manipulating the database, or we can say manipulating a table, and fetching the data from the tables. Like we do some joins and all other stuff, and then modifying the users and user permissions using grant and revoke statements. Now see, like we have different kind of databases like MySQL, SQL, MS SQL. Almost 90% of the commands are similar. you could expect some extra command, maybe some extra command in some of the databases, but 90% commands are similar. So suppose you want to learn MySQL, then also you can watch this video and you can, uh, like you can watch this video and you will learn it. It is a powerful and flexible language that is widely used in web development, data analysis, and many other fields. Okay, so SQL, for an example, you take this is the table. Okay, now what I am saying, key, see, I need to fetch only ID 1 from this table. Then directly we cannot do, right? So I will write a statement, okay, using SQL, so that I'll get only ID 1. I will not get this 2, 3 and 4. So for that I need to write some program which is in a SQL language, and then I will get only this result. For an example, we have a Facebook, right? Facebook page, and there we need to log in. So where we need to log in. So we enter our email ID. So we enter our email ID and password over there, right? So let's say my email ID is xyz. We are entering this xyz at the rate gmail.com, and then we are passing the password, let's say 1234. So once we click on the login button, then what's happening is that it going to the backend. It is searching the email ID with this xyz at the gmail.com, and then based on this email ID, it is searching this password. Okay, 1234, whether the password is correct or not. I mean, the password which I entered is similar to this or not. If it is, then it is accessing us to to get entered into the next page. So there, what the query written is SQL, because these data are being stored in a database or in a very big database or systems. Okay. Now to do the practice, I have installed this Visual Code and I have installed the extension of SQL Server, MS SQL Server. So if you do not know how we can install it, please watch my first video. Okay, I will give you the link in the description how to install this database, or how to create a connection, and then you will just install this Visual Studio and set up everything. Then you can do the practice over here. Now you can see right now we have the databases security server object. Okay, if I click on this databases, then you can see we have system databases like master, model, MSDB, tempdb, and so on. And then in the security folder, we have this link service, logins and credentials, other stuff. And server object, we have endpoint, link servers, and triggers, and other stuff. Okay, if you are someone who are keen to learn this MS SQL, then focus on this thing. We will be covering in the next lectures. But if you are someone who just want to learn SQL, or focusing any other database like Oracle and other stuff, then you may skip this part. Okay. Now I have told you what is database. So let's see how we can create the database into this system. So for that, we have to write a statement, create database, and then database name. And let me run this. Oh, it's done. Now let me refresh my databases. And you can see outside this system databases, we have Geekcoders database, which I have created just now. Okay. So we have created the database. Suppose you want to delete it, then you can just write a drop database. Let's run this. it is also done. Now if I refresh it, then you can see there is no database present, right? So let me rewrite it and run this. Now it is done, like we have created our databases successfully. Cool. Now we'll go back and then we'll see what are the next lecture. So the next lecture is commands in SQL. So in SQL we have DDL, DML, DCL, TCL and DQL command. Okay, in DDL we have create, drop, alter and truncate. So one by one we will be going through these definitions, the syntax, and we'll do some practical also. So DDL means data definition language. Okay, data definition means we are defining the data. So in that we will be dealing with the structure of the data because we want to define the structure of the data. So let's say in create, with the create statement we are creating the tables, okay, or we can say a database, or we can say object we are creating in this SQL or in this databases, right? Drop means we are deleting the database, sorry, deleting the object. Alter means we are manipulating with the structure of the object, and truncate means we are deleting the like we are removing the data. Cool. Okay, so first thing is how to create a table. So I will go to here and here it is written, right? This is done. Okay, now let me write use Geekcoders command. So what is mean? Write use and database name. So once I run this, then this database will be used. Now I want to create a table. So we have this Excel, right? We have this Excel. We have this student table, and we want to create this table. So for creating the table, you know that I need a structure. So I know that I need ID column, I need name column, I need age column, and these things I also know that ID should be in integer format, name should be in a string format, age should be in a integer format. I cannot keep age in a string format or a decimal format. Otherwise, when I do sorting on basis of this age, it will not be done. I mean, it is not a correct way then to do the sorting on basis of age, because these things are in a string format. Correct. So that's why I have to keep this into the integer format. I know that. So if when I know, so I'll write this statement create table name. Okay, so table name is student, and here I will define the structure. So right now I am defining ID should be integer format. Okay, cool. You can also write int, and then we have this name, that is varchar. So I will tell you what is this varchar and all other stuff means. And here I need to pass some value. So name can be of 20 length. I suppose 20 character should be there maximum. And okay, name is a keyword. Now you might have noticed this, that when I use this name, then it is showing in blue color. So blue color means this is already a reserved word, which is also called a keyword. So in order to avoid this thing, I should use a bracket over here. Okay, and then we have this age also should be in integer. Cool. Now if you want to just run this statement, then you can also just select this and click on run button. It is done, right? Now you can see we have in this database Geekcoders, inside the table we have this dbo.student table. Okay, so dbo is, we can say a dbo is a schema. By default schema is a dbo. We can also define a schema. Okay, I will let you know. Okay, let me show you here. Simple, create schema and then schema name, let's say test I can give. So if I run this, if I am not wrong, this is only the scheme, this is only the method. Okay, done, right? Somewhere it is present. I need to check actually where it being stored. Roles. No, here it is not. I will let you know in some time, because I am not remembering where it get actually stored, the schema thing. Okay, cool. We will see in the next lecture. Now you can see that this table is being generated. So if I want to see the data inside this, then I will write here select star from student. If I run this, then you can see the schema of the table id, name, age, but there is no data. Correct, there is no data present over here. So we okay, now if I want to drop this table, so I can write drop table student. Just run this, and if I refresh this again, then you can see inside the table option there is no student table present. It means we have dropped the table with the entire schema or the structure. Now I have created again, and let me run this code also so that we will see select star from student. Cool. Okay, this is done. Then we have alter command. Okay, we have alter command. So the alter command, this command is used to modify the structure of a database, or we can say a table, such as adding or dropping column from a table or renaming an object. So the statement is simple, that is alter table name, add column name and column definition. So see, now let's say this is age, right? We have id, name, age, and I want to add one more column, that is marks. So I will write here alter table student. Okay, alter table student, and add column name, right? So column name, let's say I am adding marks, and then I am adding over here the data type of it. So the data type should be in double. Let's say I am writing here decimal. 4 comma 2 is 4 comma 2 is good. Let me run this, and if I do again select star from table, then you can see we have id, name, age and marks column present over here. Cool. After that, we have truncate. So like we have seen the drop table statement, right? We have seen the drop table statement. Now we will be seeing what is truncate. So if I do truncate table and then table name, let's see what will happen. This is done successfully, and if I run it again, then you can see again we have the same thing. So the difference between drop and truncate is, in drop it deletes it deletes entire table with the structure, but in truncate it deletes only the data, not the structure. So right now we do not have anything, that's why it did not get deleted anything. Okay, now we will see what is DML. So DML means data manipulation language. So here we have insert, update and delete command. So we will see how we can insert the values into the table. So you can see this command is used to add new records to a table in a database. It is followed by the name of the table and a list of values. Let's say insert into table name. This is a column, values and so on. Okay. So I will write insert into table name. So my table name is student. Okay. And here I need to define my structure. So let's say I am defining here ID, name, age, and then marks. Okay. And I am defining values. Okay. Value 1, Sagar, 25, 80. And let me run this. Values. Okay, now if I do select star from table, then you can see I have one row, that is 1, Sagar, 25 and 80. So 80 is coming as a decimal format because I have specified this decimal. Okay, 4 comma 2, up to 4 and 2 is the precision. Now suppose I want to add more values in it, then I can also write like this. And give the ID name here, name John, and give 25 and let's say 90 and 3. Okay, and give 3 here. It's not coming. Yeah, give 3 here, name Alex, and here I will write like 30 and then mark, let's say 76, and here the fourth name David, comma, let's say 28 and comma 60. Okay. Now since I have already run this, so let me remove this thing. Now if I run this, then you can see 3 rows is affected, and if I run select star from table, you can see we have this data present. So by this method we can insert multiple values at a time. Even though if I do undo, even though you do not need this thing ID, name age. Okay, if you are entering with the right in the right way, or with the right order, then you do not need to specify this also in some of the cases. So if I remove this and if I try to run this again, let's see whether it will work or not. It worked, right? Now the data is duplicated. See, so I need to remove this. Now I will show you what is the use of this truncate command. Okay, so if I do this truncate command, then you can see this is completed, and if I do select star from table again, now the table is empty, there is nothing. Okay, so I have to run this command again. Cool, let me run this so that I will show you, I will explain you something. Cool, so we have seen what is insert command. Then we will be seeing what is update command. So update command is, this command is used to specify the existing record in a database. It is followed by the name of the table, a set clause that specifies the field to be updated, and a where clause that specifies which record should be updated. Very simple. Update, okay, table name. So my table name is student. Update, I guess update table. Okay, update student. Set what condition I need to set. So let's say I need to update the age of Sagar. So I will write update student set age is equal to 26. Okay, so see, right now I guess update table hota hai. Update table name. Okay, remove it, we'll see. So this is the query right now. So what I want to do, I want to update this table where set age 26. Okay, now let me run this. Now you can see 4 rows affected. 4 rows affected. Now we'll see what happens. You can see the age is updated with 26. All the rows is updated with 26 age. Okay, with 26 age. That is not my requirement. My requirement was to update only age 26 for the ID 1. Correct? So we did some mistake. We'll see what mistake we have done. Here I need to specify on which row I need to run this command. So update table set age 26 where ID is equal to 1. Suppose the question was that update the age 25 to 26, then you can use like this, where age is equal to 25. But now the question is where the ID is 1. So I have to specify where ID is 1, update the age 26. Run this. Now you have noticed only one row is affected. Now if I do select star from table, then you can see the age column, the age value is updated for the ID 1. Now we will be seeing what is delete. So delete is simple. Delete from table name. So my table name is student. Here now you might be thinking what is the difference between truncate and the delete. So in truncate we cannot specify any condition. So if I want to delete the whole data, then I will use truncate. But if you want to delete some of the records, let's say I am telling that delete the 4th ID. So I will write here where ID is equal to 4, and I will just run this command. you can see one row is affected, and if I run this select star from student, then you can see fourth row has been deleted. So this is the difference between delete and truncate. Okay, cool. Now we have DCL command, grant and revoke. So this is simple, like grant select update on my table, give some access on it, and revoke wala thing is, this command is used to remove access to certain objects or action in a database from user. So revoke select update on my command on my table from user 1 and user 2. Then we have this commit. Commit command is used to save all the transaction to the database, and rollback command is used to undo transaction that have not already been saved to the database. Okay, so this is what we have, and then we have save point. So first we will see DQL command, then we will come to this DCL and DQL command. So DQL command, we have only one thing, that is select. Okay, so I have already told you this is the way how we can use select statement. Select star from table and just run this, and then you will get this command is used to fetch the data from the table, or we can say a database. So while I am fetching, so here also I can specify this where clause, where I need to just fetch only one record. So I just write here select star from select from table where id is 1. Cool. Now, okay, this is the one way to to specify, to fetch the specific row. But what I am saying you, that Saga just fetch only two records. Okay, then I will use here top 2 star and run this. Then you can see I have only two records. Now you can see if I run here select top 1, then you can see we have only one record. Right now we have 3 records inside this table. What if I write top 5? Will it work or not? It should work, I believe. See, so the maximum value is 5, and here the maximum value is 3. So it's give the correct output. Now you can see, right, like I am using here star. So star means it takes all the columns, but I am asking you to return to fetch only id and name. Then I can specify here id comma name. Okay, I can specify this thing. Now if I run this, then you can see we have this 1 2 3 and Sagar John Alex. I do not have that age and mark column. Okay, so this is what select statement which comes under DQL command. Now we will be seeing what is grant and revoke. So now the topic is grant and revoke. So suppose you are working for an organization, and you are someone who and you are a dev person who writes a SQL queries, and there are some bigger roles users like admins, and some other person who is who is uh, I mean, what we can say, managing the database. And you have done your work, and then you are moving your project to the production environment. So as a dev person, you will not have all the access on your tables, or we can say on a database. You will have only select query, select access, or we can say update access and something. Okay, but you will not have a drop or delete access in your production environment until and unless you have some bigger role. You are in some bigger role. For that purpose, there is a concept called grant and revoke. So grant means to give the access to certain object or action in a database, and revoke means this command is used to remove access to certain object. So you can see, we have written this grant select update, or that grant is a keyword. Then what type of what type of access you want to provide, select and update on this table to some user or some another users or group of users, we can say. So suppose this is my table, right, student, and I want to give the grant access. So I will write here select. So I want to give only select, I want to just give this give this only select access. So select on my table, sorry, on my table, that is student, to user 1, user 2, what are the ID we have, that we can define. But suppose you want to make it public, then you can also write this public and just run this statement. Cool. And if you want to revoke, then you can obvious write just revoke and everything would be same. Okay. Now we have this commit, rollback and save point. This is also very easy concept, is that commit command is used to save all the transaction to the database. So we have this DDL and DML commands, right? Suppose those commands are being available until the session ends. Okay, so we should use commit command whenever we are writing this insert and other statements. We have rollback, means rollback command is used to undo transactions that have not already been saved to the database. And save point means it is used to roll the transaction back to a certain point without rolling back the entire transaction. Okay, so suppose I have inserted some records, so I will use their commit. So means it is saved. Okay, it is saved, no one can change it. Rollback is used to undo transactions that have not been saved to the database. So there I can use rollback. Suppose rollback, and till that point someone can come back and use that data till that point. Save point means it is used to roll the transaction back to a certain point. So I can use a save point keyword, save point keyword to just go to that save point and do other operations on top of that. So this is what the commands in SQL. So I hope you have understood this, and this is the basic thing what I told you, what I taught you. And now let's go back to my table of content, and here we have data types. Okay, so this is also very simple. If you know any programming language, then you can relate this thing. So first one is character and char n. So it is a fixed with character string data type. Its size can be up to 8,000 characters. Then we have varchar. It is a variable with character string data type. Its size up to 8,000. Then varchar maximum. We have text, nchar, and varchar. Okay, now you can see this varchar and varchar. The difference between is that Unicode string data type, and this is the characters data type, right? Then we have binary, then var binary, variable binary, binary, and then we have this image also, and then we have this SQL Server numeric data type is bit, tiny integer, small int, big int, float, real, money. If you want to store in this money, then you can use this money data type. And then if you want to store in an integer, then you can integer. I have used decimal over there, right? So it is not mentioned over here, but you can use decimal also. And this is the range, like in integer you can store numbers from this to this range. Okay, from this to this range only. Suppose the number is very big, then you can use this big integer value. Then we have this date time data type, date time 2. So nowadays people are using date time 2 because date time 2 may, what is happening, it is giving you the dates like this: y, let's say mm.dd, ss, and the milliseconds, mss, something. Okay, and you can see here also it is written that it is used to specify date time combination. It supports range from this to this with an accuracy of 100 nanoseconds. And here the same thing, almost the same thing, but with an accuracy of 3.33 million seconds. So if you're working on some real time data now, then you should use this date time too, because you will get a more accuracy of on the time. Okay, so this is simple, right? Like SQL Server as a data type is SQL variant, XML cursor, table, unique. So you don't need to learn everything. See, if you are planning, I mean, if you are learning this thing for the data engineer, then you should know only these three parts. You can ignore this thing for now. Okay, we will be seeing in this, what is SQL Server variant, XML cursor, table, and so on. Now we have type of operators in SQL. So we have different type of operators, like arithmetic operator, you can see plus, minus, multiply, divide, and so on. Comparison means equal to, less than, greater than, and so on. Logical operators mean and or not. Set operators means union, intersect, except. Union all also is a set operator. String operators is something substr, instr, and then we have concatenation method and other stuff. Date operators means add months, last day. Null related operators like is, not null, coalesce, is null, if null, and so on. Conditional operators like case, decode. Then we have constant operators like primary key, foreign key. Group functions like sum, average, and count. So this is all very basic stuff. I'm not gonna teach you all. Okay, so let me teach you this arithmetic comparison and logical operator in the simple way. Oh, simple way. Okay, simple way. I told. We'll see. ठीक है. Okay, so I want to write the select statement. No? So see, select 1 plus 2. Select 1 star 2. Select 1 minus 2. Select 1 divided by 2. Run this, we'll see the output. 3, 2, minus 1, 0. Okay, arithmetic operator is done. Then what we have? Comparison. Okay. We can use, right? I guess we can use here also. No, we cannot use. 1 minute. Okay, here we cannot use. We need to then write the table. I mean, we need to fetch the things from table then. Okay, it is not coming. Leave it. Okay, so since we have table also, we can show you. So I'll write here select star from table, that is student. Okay, and now what I am asking you, key I'm asking you to give all the records where the id is greater than 2. So I will write like this, and if I run this, you can see we have, okay, I have to no. So I will use here 1, then we will have 2 and 3 records present over here. See, 2 and 3. So this is like greater than, less than, you can use this, and equal to also you can use like this. See, only 1 record is present. Then we have like this logical operators also, and or not. And means if anything is false, then the whole combination will be false. Or means if anyone is yes, then whole combination will be yes. Not means opposite of this, and on suppose this is 0, if it is true then it becomes false, and if false become true, and so on. This string operator also we will be seeing. All these things are simple thing, that's not a very big things, and based on the code or the SQL practice, we will be seeing all these things one by one. Then we have this constant. Now, okay, ठीक है. So in SQL, a constant is a rule that is used to limit the values that can be entered into a table. Constants are used to enforce data integrity, ensuring that the data stored in table is valid and consistent. Okay, now you can see the first one is not null constant. This constant ensures that a column cannot contain a null value. Okay, cannot contain a null value. And here, this is a statement. To create a constant in SQL, you can use the alter command. Alter table is a statement to modify the structure of the table, followed by the add constant clause and the constant definition. Like this, and then I can use not null, and something I can use. Chalo, we'll do a practical. Right now, the structure of this table is where it gone? Here, huh? Here, where is my table, bro? Let me refresh it. Why I'm not able to see my thing? 1 minute, sorry, it is not showing me the table. Error running MySQL command. Okay, give me a minute. Yeah, now it is resolved. There was some issue going through. Okay, now it is done. Now you can see we had this DBO student, and this is the columns we have it. Okay, and here also you can see the constants. So constant में तो we do not have anything, and in keys also we do not have anything. So first we will be adding our constant. So let's say alter table name is student, add constant not null, and the column name. So column name is I want to add on ID. Let's see whether will it work or not. Oh, it is showing some error. Okay, so the statement is add constant name unique constant name. Okay, I have to use this also. See, everything we do not also know. Okay, we know the concept, but every syntax I cannot learn, right? Oh, it's not working, bro. Here not null. Okay, forget about this. What I will do, what I will do first, while creating the table also we can write. Okay, we can write. Okay, so here only I will write it down. So the thing is alter table student, so the table name, and then what I have to do here is that alter column. Which column I need? I need ID column, right? And the data type also I need to specify. So that is an integer format, and then not null. Cool. So the thing is, this is same alter this thing, okay, and then add the constant at the last. So if I run this, then you can see it's run successfully. Now if I go to here and refresh my table, do we have this right? Yeah, if I refresh this table and if I go to this constant, that should come. Okay, let me refresh my database. It's done, I believe. Again, we'll see. It's not coming. This is not Adam Gali. It's not coming. It's not getting refresh. I'm not sure. Again, the same issue came. I'm not sure what's wrong is happening. Okay, so we suppose, I mean, we know that we added this not null thing. Now, what I will do, I will try to add, I will try to add a null value. I will try to add a null value into this table on ID column. So I will write like this. We'll see whether it will work or not. So here I will write student, no, student. I will write here student, sorry, not student, name, and let me minimize it because that is not needed. Name, age, and marks. Chalo. Now you can see cannot insert the value null in table. Okay, in this table containing because does not allow null. Okay, and here I should use here ID and at least give some value. And if I run this now, then you will see then it's working perfectly fine. Okay, so this is the no see, this is one way. Now what I have done, I have altered my structure of the table. You can also specify here while creating the table. Okay, while creating the table also you can specify that ID integer not null. Like this you can specify while creating the table itself. There is no need to alter it if you know already ki this is gonna happen. Okay, now what else we have, we will be seeing. So now we have a unique. Okay, so the unique constant ensure that all values in a column are different. Okay, both the unique and primary key constant provide a guarantee for uniqueness for a column or set of columns. A primary key constant automatically has a unique key constant. However, you can have many unique constant per table, but only one primary key per table. So suppose you are creating a table now. No, you are creating a table, and here in ID column, what you want to do is that you want to make it unique. Then you can write like unique. भैया इसे unique बना दो. So unique means unique also here you should write not null also, I believe, because if there is null value then it will create a problem. Then you can use here not null and unique. So the value, this ID value should not be should not be what we can say, should not be null and should be unique. Suppose you have missed it and you want to change the schema, then also you can use it. Okay, how you can use? Like this, alter table name, then you can use add unique, and then you can write here your name, I mean the column name, like this. Once it is done, just run this, then you can see commands completed successfully. Okay, now we know that I have used this unique thing. Now let's try to run this command again. Before we do that, let me do the select thing. Let me do this select star from table so that we understand right now what is the data present. The data is 1 2 3 4, and again I'm trying to insert this fifth ID. You can see there is a error comes, cannot insert duplicate key in this object. Okay, because the row is already present, the fifth ID is already present. When I change it to 6, then it is able to insert the data. Okay, now you can see 6 Sagar 2580. Cool. Now what we have, we'll see what we have. Then we have let's say default value. Okay, like we have multiple things over here, multiple things over here. Now what I want to do, by default there should be some value. Okay, the default constant is used to set a default value for a column. The default value will be added to all new records if no other value is specified. Okay, so we will play with this name. Okay, we will play with this name. So what I will do, suppose you are creating a table, then you can write like this. Let's say name varchar this default, and then you can write some name, let's say dummy. Okay, let's say dummy. Okay, but if you missed it and you need to update or you need to alter your table, then what you can do is that you just go to here alter table command, and then you can write alter table name, add constant. Okay, add constant. What you have to define some name. Okay, you have define some name, let's say d name, and the default value, default dummy name, dummy लिख दो. Okay, dummy only. Dummy for which, for the name column. Let's run this. It is done successfully. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna insert something, some value, nothing in the name column, and then we'll see whether the dummy value will come or not. So just change it to 7 and leave it. We'll see. Oh, it is showing this error. Okay, so I have to use here this. Now if I run this, let's see will it work or not. One row is affected. Congratulations. Now run this select star from student table. You can see it is inserted as null. Okay, it is inserted as null. There is no dummy value present over here. So now what happened? What wrong happened? We need to think of it. Something is happened. Something is happened. If I remove this, okay, remove this column, let me give here 8. Okay, and if I try to run this, we'll see one row is affected. Now if I run this select star from table, then you can see dummy came. Since I have used this quotes, right, so it acts as a blank value. But since I did not give anything over here, then it acts as a I did not provide anything, so it means that dummy have to be there. Now I want to drop this thing. I want to drop this constant. Then it's very easy. Same thing, alter. I need to know uh, uh, modify the structure. That's why I'm using alter table name, and then alter column name. So column name is id, not id, sorry. Column name is name, name, and then drop default. Let's run this. Oh, something is wrong. Default spelling is student alter column. Drop default. Hey, this is right? Student alter column. This drop default. Something is happening. I'll show you. I mean, I'll let you know in some time what is wrong. I guess this is only the schema to drop the to drop the constant. Maybe I'm doing some mistake. Column name. This is the name, right? Name में ही I have done it. City. Okay, we'll see. Okay, now what else we have? So we have seen the unique default not null, right? Now there is one more important constant, is that primary key. So the primary key constant uniquely identify each record in a table. Primary key must contain unique key value and cannot contain null value. So no null value and unique key is called primary key. Simple, boss. It's very simple thing and very important thing also. Suppose you are creating a table, like this, and you need to specify a primary key. Then you can, and the primary key should be unique. So I know this ID should be a should become a primary key, right? So I'll use here primary key, which column? ID column, nothing else. Suppose you have missed it, and then you need to specify this id as a primary key. Then you can write your alter command. So alter command is very simple for this, and the command is alter table name, add primary key, because I need to add, right? So add primary key id. Cool. Just run this. Yeah, it is done. Correct. Now we'll see whether whether it's getting refreshed or not. Before I was getting some issue. No, till now it is not coming. No, it's not coming. It's not getting refreshed. Okay, maybe there was some issue. We'll see. Now, we have added the primary key. And this is very important. This is very important concept of primary key. And then we have a foreign key. Then we have a foreign key concept. This is also very important. Now, what we have is that, the foreign key constant is used to prevent action that would destroy link between the table. Okay. A foreign key is a field or collection of field in one table that refer to a primary key in another table. So let's say we have two tables, right? So in this table, in student table, I have created id as a primary key. So in other table I will create I will, what we can say, refer. I will refer this ID as a foreign key in that table so that I can join it. Okay. So this is what foreign key. This is also very simple. What you can do. Suppose I am creating another table called classroom something. Classroom class subject table. Just for the use case, I am creating this table. Okay, subject, and then I will write here ID subject ID sub ID. Let's say integer. Name of the subject. Okay, I'll write like this. That's not needed. Age is not needed, and which person is taking. So here I will write. Here I will write primary key. Primary key. I'm also creating this. This subject ID as a primary key for this table, and here I will write foreign key. Foreign key. This can be done, right? Then foreign key. No, just a minute. I have to write here ID, right? So here also I am creating ID. Okay, ID column, which is an integer format, and this ID column should be a foreign key. This should be a foreign key. Okay, and what I am doing, I'm referring, I'm referring, I'm referring this to my table student table student with person ID. Okay, with ID. Now just remove this. Maybe I can copy this thing also and remove everything else that is not needed. See, all these things are not, you cannot learn each syntax, I can say. So sometimes, I need to remind something. We do some mistake. That's not a deal. And I hope that is the syntax looks correct to me. And let's run this. We'll see. I subject ID name ID is a integer foreign key reference to student ID. ठीक है, cool. Okay, this already being done. I just triggered it 2 times. Now if I do this subject, if see in table is, I'm not sure why it is not refreshing, why there is some issue is happening over here. I cannot show you. So if I do here subject, and if I run this, then you can see we have subject ID, name ID. Cool. Cool. Okay, cool. So these all the constant present in the SQL, or we can say a database. Like we have check constant also. The constant allow you to specify a condition that must be met for a value to be accepted. Suppose what, something like the age should be greater than 18. So I can write that check condition. Whenever the data is getting inserted, it will check whether the age is greater than 18 or not. Otherwise it will throw an error that you are not eligible for this system, or what, for this table. Okay, then we have aliases and comments. So it's very simple topic, aliases. So what is alias? We give the alternate name of a column, or we can say, or for a table. Okay, so what does it mean is that, suppose we are writing select star from student. Okay, I can write like this. Cool. And I can give here s s1. Let's say I'm giving here s1. This is also correct. Now if I write this s1 dot uh, s1 dot I can use here like this s1 dot this name. If I run this, then you can see it refers to only name column. So now student is student is referring to this s1. Okay, these both things are same. So since the student name is very big, very long, that's why I have shorted it, and then I am using this s1 name, and s1 dot s1 is a name and then alias we can say, and I am just using this. Okay, cool. Likewise, you can write this like this also. So basically this alias is being used when we are dealing with the bigger queries. Okay, so this is the alias of the table. You can also give the alias to the columns, like we have id comma name, right? Now you can see this name is, I do not want to show this name as a name. I want to show this name as a student name. Then what you can do, either you can change the column name in your table, or here also I can give some another name. Let's say student and s capital, student underscore name. Just run this and then we'll see the magic. You can see this id and student name is the new column name. Okay, which is referring to the name only. Okay, cool. Now we have comments. So you might have seen I was using some comment like this. This is single line comment, and suppose you want to use uh, then you can use like this. What where's one? Yeah, here select one. Also you can use like this, but here you need to and this also. Otherwise, suppose I have written this select two here, and and suppose you did not use this and condition, then the whole code will be act as a comment. Okay, so I should use here like this. This is a multi-line. We can also use in a multi-line comments. This is what, right? Yes, multi-line comments, and this is a single line comment. Okay, and then we have this aggregation functions. So aggregation function is simple. The we can say aggregation function is the average, count, maximum, sum, min, and max, so on. Okay, this is the simple example. And you can see in SQL, aggregation functions are used to perform a calculation on a set of values and return a single result. Okay, single result will show you the with some example. ठीक है. Now if I do this select star, will show you there are some marks, right? There are some marks in the marks column in this table. What I want to do is that I want to calculate where it gone. Yeah, I want to calculate. Let me, sorry, give me a minute. Huh. Now it's look correct. Now I want to calculate the sum of the marks. Simple query, write sum function. Inside this, write the column name. So the column name is marks. Cool. Likewise, you can use here count. It is 7. Now you can use average, min, max, and so on. You can use it. It's very simple formula, but very simple formula is also and very famous and very useful formulas. Right now it is you are thinking that it's very simple, but later on you will see what is the use of these formulas. Cool. Okay, just remove this and see remove this and write like this. Now you can see we have this thing, and here right now before I was calculating I was calculating sum of all the rows, right? But I need to calculate only for only for name Sagar. So I can use like this, where name is equal to Sagar, then do the aggregation, means sum of marks. Okay, give me this result, and I can give here some ID column also, and then I can give here age column also. Okay, like this I want to see the data, so I can write like this and just run this. Oh, something is wrong over here. ID okay. Oh, okay, got it. Sorry, I need to remove this first. I will show you why it is throwing an error. My bad. Now you can see I will have only this 240 marks. Okay, cool. Now the error which you were showing before, it is coming because we cannot use any columns, while we are aggregating. So if we are aggregating here, I mean if we are writing here ID, and let's say I'm writing here age, right? So these columns should be present in the group by ID and name. Then only any aggregation will work. And you might be you might be thinking that why what is this group by? What is this group by? This is also the important maybe it is already present over here in this exclusion clauses. Okay, I will cover this where and having clause in this in this video only, and then we will wind up this session, and then we will continue in our next class. So take this example, select star from table, copy this, copy with headers, go to here and remove everything. Okay, create a new sheet. Cool. And make it table. Now the group by means it is making a group. So if I want to make a group on only ID basis, so you can see we have a single column, right? We have single column. So this will act only this group, this group, this group. This is the separate group. This is the fifth group. This is the sixth group. This is seventh group. This is the eighth group. The answer would be like 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 18, 19, all these rows. Okay, we'll see. Dekho. I will remove this age and remove this where and group by this column. Okay. If I do this, then you can see we have the same output. Okay. Why? Because there is no group of one ID, there is no group of two ID and so on. But if I include ID and name, if I include ID and name, then because I know there are two sagas. Okay, there are okay, sorry. If I include this ID and name, then also you can see one saga is coming only one time. 2 John is coming only one time. 3 Alex is coming only one time. Okay, there is no duplicate values. So if I include also name, then we'll see whether will it change or not. So write like this and write like this. Put here comma also. Same thing is coming. Okay, so in order to explain you, I need to insert some duplicate value so that you will understand properly. So let me insert a duplicate value 1 where the name is Sagar, age is 25 and marks is 80. Okay, now we'll do. Now we can see the real time. Maybe I cannot do duplicate value. This is the student I have created. Duplicate key is 1. Okay, so I cannot actually write it down. Okay, forget about this. We know that. We know this. But we also know that name is coming. No, this name is coming 3 times, right? I mean, this saga is coming 3 times. So if I use only name, then only saga, the sum would be 8, 80, 80, 82, 40. And for John, there is only one John person present, so the marks should be 90. Alex mark should be 76, and Damika mark should be 80 only. We'll see whether will it work or not. It will work. Group by means creating a partitions or creating a group together of the same value. Sagar 240, John 90, dummy 80, Alex this, and this is null, blank, or we can say. Okay, now I want to give some alias, so I will give here marks only. Likewise, if you want to use here count and other stuff, you can use it. Now the question is, what if I include age also? So you can see Sagar age. Sagar age, this is the one group. But Saga 25 having 2 pupils, and then we will have, so right now we have 5 rows, right? If I include age also, then it will include it will be 6 rows. Let's see will it work or not. Chalo dekhte hain. Then here I will use here if age, then see we have 6 rows. Now Saga 25 is 160 and Saga 26 is 80, because Saga 26 only having only one person or one row, but Saga 25 having two. Now we have the concept of having. So what is having here? What is having here? See, having I can use at the after the group by, and here I now the question is I want to exclude the marks, the rows where marks are less than 100, right? Marks are less than 100. So what I can do, I can write here sum of marks, or even though I can use here marks column where it's less than 100. I can write like this. If I run this, okay, marks underscore 1, marks underscore 1. Now if I run this, let's okay, no problem, let me use this only. Now you can see we have less than 100, right? So we have these many rows present over here. Okay, we have these many rows present over here. So you might be thinking like, I got one issue, that is for the execution plan. How this query is being executed in the database systems, like which command is executed first. That's why it's thrown an error. Okay, I will show you in the next command. It is already in my backlog, we can say, in my thing execution plan. We will see. Okay, then what we have, okay, this is what, and here also you can use where. If you want to just filter the names, or just you want to filter, you do not want all the things, I only want the name Sagar, then you can use here, name, where name is Sagar. So Sagar and just run this query. Now this is something a bigger query, not a very bigger query, but you should know what is where, what is group by, and having. Okay, I will tell you one more thing. We have one hack. We'll try it out. Let me remove all these things. Okay, let me remove this where also, and name age, right? Name age is okay. Remove some this also, and now let me run only this part. You can see Saga 26 is coming one time and Saga 25 is coming two times. So this thing is the duplicate, right? Now what I want to do, I do not want this duplicate data present, because once I selected only name and age, Saga no device getting duplicated. So if I do a group by, then we'll see whether it's gonna what's gonna be. Now you can see the duplicate value has been removed. Now I can see Saga 25 because it is making a group, right? So Saga 25 two people. So it is making a group. That's why it is coming as uh, it is coming as 1 now. So in order to see also, right, the duplicate value, you can use like this count star. Now you will see Saga 25 2, because Saga 25 comes two times, right? The same thing, if I remove this, if you want to remove the duplicate, then you can also use distinct and run this. See the same output, we know, like Saga 25 one time and Saga 26 one time. Okay, so this is what distinct, and I'm okay. So with this also I can show you, I can tell you what is the order by thing. So let me run this, and now you can see we have this data, and now I want to order it on basis of greatest ID. So what I can do, I can write here order by ID decreasing. Okay, so if I run this, then you can see this 8 come at the top. Okay, so by default the value of this order by is ascending order. So if I just simply run this, then you can see we have the same record, but since I needed to get the answer into the descending order, that's why I put here decreasing, DESC. Now what I'm saying, okay, this is done. Let me 25 25 25 25 25. Hmm. So now this is in decreasing order. Now what I am asking you to order by on basis on age. So age should be in ascending order. So I will not write anything. So I mention here age column. Now you can see 8 is 25 25 25 25. Okay, and then we have this 30 30 and 25 and 26, because here also we need to think of it, right? Because we have given two parameters. So first decreasing order of ID. Once it is done, then do the ascending order of age. Okay, likewise you can add more columns, that is not a problem. You can also add more columns, like marks decreasing order, something like this. And if you run this, then you can see, and now if I remove this, then we'll see what will happen. And if I remove this also, then you can see what will happen. This 90 comes at a position, right? This is changed now. Okay, so this is what the basic of SQL, I would say, and I hope you have understood all these concepts. So see, you need to go and practice all these concepts, like how we can create a table, insert, alter, and then the basic operations what I shown you. So after that, what will we be seeing? We will be seeing what are the execution plan. We have different clauses. I have already covered this concept. And then we have this and or operators we have between case when. These are the set operators. Then CTs, joins, any all, and subqueries we will be seeing. Then window functions we will be seeing. Then views and stored procedures. So what we will do in the next lecture, we will be covering execution plan, clauses, and all, case when, till joins, I mean till CTs, and recursive CTs I will be covering. And after that, in the third video, I will be covering joins, any all, subquery, window function, views, and stored procedure. Okay, so till now, I hope you have understood the concept. If you are liking my videos, please share with your friends, subscribe to my channel, and yeah, तब तक के लिए bye bye. Thank you so much for watching my videos.